shorty, hit the chat, tell me what you know. I'm the fact checker with the slaps, can you be for real? I've been wildin' out to show you what the deal. This your morning cup of dough, this to get you going when you're moving slow. Where you at, shorty, hit the chat, tell me what you know. I'm the fact checker with the slaps, can you be for real? I've been wildin' out, tell you what the deal. This your morning cup of dough.
Let's try that again.
So are we restarting the thing, or what do we?
No,
Okay.
we're still on. We're still on. I'm
Okay.
just trying to make sure that this gets set up here. Hold on.
Okay,
Let's try that again. There we go.
we're good. Okay, I can't hear that though. Because the only way we can.
Yeah, I'm cutting it out. I'm just checking sound on my
Oh
side.
no, you're good. You're good.
All right, Doughboy. I apologize to the viewers out there.
Hey, man, it's technical difficulties, man. Everything happens on a Tuesday. Tacos is what we should eat for lunch because I haven't had tacos in a minute. So, all right, does everybody hear me? Are we good now?
Yeah, we're good. I'm sorry, y'all. Sorry, chat. Sorry, chat.
It's really okay. It's. I promise you, everything is gonna be all right because we're gonna have a good conversation today. You know, like I'm back in the saddle today, and we're gonna talk about it. So it's lots of things. So let me just make sure that we're all systems go on everything. Alex, are we live? Insta, Facebook, YouTube?
Yeah,
Yes?
we are green across the board.
All right, so we're green across the board. Okay, cool. It's Tuesday, and I'm in Los Angeles now because I am a Los Angeles native. Wait, no, am I does that mean native that you're from the place? No. I live in Los Angeles. But last week I was in my hometown, which is Sacramento, Sacramento. Whatever you guys might call it, but it's a place that I'm from, proud place that birthed me. But I have a very awkward relationship with the city that I'm from. Like, I don't always be feeling celebrated. Like, as a person that comes from a place and then you go to other places and you do certain things, you kind of want your city to kind of rally behind you and kind of boom, like, you know what I'm saying? And like kind of be like, yeah, he's our guy. And I never feel like I got that level of support from the city. So and plus it's like I'm from there too, and there's a bunch of family trauma and all that things, but whatever. So I went because shout out to my mama. It's her birthday. It's not actually her birthday. Her birthday is actually coming up this weekend, but I went up there to celebrate with my mom. What can I say about my trip in Sacramento? It was a little bit of everything. but mostly all over the place. Well, I won't bore you with the specific things. It was just a lot of craziness happening out there. You kind of run into people that you knew from back in the day, and yeah, it was just. I would say this. I would highlight the positives. I got to hang out with my mama, you know what I'm saying, and then my pops, like, you know what I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying, my mom and her husband, like, you know what I'm saying. So I got to hang out with them and spend some really, really good time, you know what I'm saying. And it was in celebration of my mom's birthday. I bumped into a few friends, you know what I'm saying, and I got to hang out with them as well. But overall, I would give the visit a 10 because of my mom, and a 0 just from everything else. Like, it was just, if you ever go somewhere and you be out there and you be visiting or whatever, and then you be like, I'm kind of ready to go though. Like, I would rather just not be here right now. And, and that was unfortunate because I think that was my first time in Sacramento in like, maybe, I think the last time I'd been in Sacramento was 2020. So it was almost 5 years. And it might be another 15 until I go back. I say all this tongue in cheek, whatever. It's all fun. Shout out to Sacramento. But yeah, man, that was my trip out there. It was cool. You know what I'm saying? I'll just say that it was just cool. Don't know when I'm going back. But it was a trip. It was a trip indeed. And more than anything, I'm glad that I got to hang out with my mama, because that's important. You know what I'm saying? You gotta love your mama, like, you know what I'm saying. So it was super cool to go and do that. Outside of that, last week was Kiara's 19th birthday. Can we get a round of applause for that? Okay, that's fine. Okay. Sometimes the buttons have a life of their own. So it's all good. I'm going to give you a hard time. So yeah, last week was Kiara Janae's 19th birthday. Make you feel old fast. Because I remember looking at Kiara Janae through an ultrasound, when she was, just growing in the womb of her mother. Shout out to Janae. So to now have her be this 19-year-old, just grown woman now, killing it in life, Dean's List at Howard, straight A student, gospel choir singer. Like, it's just pretty remarkable, man. And it's just just being a girl dad. It's I think it's the best experience that I've had in life. Yeah, and I think that's easy, because I've done other things, but nothing as personal and upfront as that. So just, seeing your kid grow up and just turn into a fully functioning adult, man, it's just one of the more dope things. And then just to kind of be able to see her in a space that I always wanted her, to be at. Like, she's in college, and she can do all of the things, that she, desires. She can, she can figure out what she wants to do with her life. Because I think that's not one of the things that I ever regretted in my life, was not going to college. But in not going to college is one of the things I wish I could have did. Just because it always seemed so cool. Like, like college always seemed like an amazing experience. Like, like from the bands, like, to the drum lines. I'm a drummer. Anybody that knows me know I used to play drums. I played in the marching band at in high school at Florence High and at Kennedy. So I always wanted to do it, but I never did. Like, like for whatever reasons, my life didn't have that happen for me. But it was something that I thought was dope, and I was just like, man, I want my kid, to be able to have that experience. So for her to be having it, it was just cool. Like, she got all the things that she wanted on her birthday. She was able to hang out with her friends and go out to dinner and do some other things. And, while I wasn't with her physically, like, it felt dope. I talked to her the whole time. Well, not the whole time. I talked to her a lot over the time. And she was just, it was just an amazing moment, for the baby girl. So shout out to my daughter. Can I get a round of applause one more time for her? Do we got the buttons figured out? Cool. There we go. So, shout out to her, So that's an amazing thing. And so, yeah, so I, now, I'm back in the city. I'm living my life. Now, I wanted to tell a story. You guys ready for story time? Based on a true story. This happened yesterday. Okay. Now, I am 45 years old. 45 in a month. You understand that? So that's a lot of life to have been lived. You understand that? Like that's a lot of time to be doing anything on earth, right? And I didn't realize this yesterday because this happened yesterday, but in my entire life, I have never been hit on by a man. I've never been approached. I've never had a guy say, I've never, hold on a second. That's just never happened. You know what I'm saying? Just for whatever reason. I guess I never really noticed because, I'm not, into men, but, it's just never happened until yesterday. So I'm hanging out, watching the game with a good friend of mine, right? We're just chilling. This is before, he had actually started. I was just waiting for him to meet me, at a spot. Shout out to my guy, Ocean. And so we're chilling and we're just having a good time, whatever. And it's a guy at the bar. It's a guy at the bar. He's, he's asking, for the orders, for happy hour or whatever, right? And so he's just like, hey man, do you do podcasts? And I'm like, yeah, I absolutely do podcasts. He's like, I knew I saw you on a podcast. Oh, you're good. Oh, you're really good. I'm like, thanks, man. I appreciate that. He's like, no. You're really good. I'm like, oh, okay. Thank you, man. Like, I appreciate that because I work hard at what I do. I don't know. And, I've done so many, so I didn't know if he had been talking about Justice League or Morning Cup or whatever he may be. But it was just giving a compliment. I was just like, well, thank you. And so then, like, it was just small, regular banter in between there. Like, hey, you're from here. With regular shit talking. I'm like, all right, cool. Then he says, what was the name of that podcast that you do? And so I'm like, oh man, was it Morning Cup? Did you hear me rapping? He's like, no. He was like, you were talking and you were with a gay guy about him. And I was like, oh well no, like I don't think that I've done a podcast. Like, I mean, I know I have gay friends and everything, but I can't recall, which one you're talking about. And he was like, oh, okay, I get it. I said, but hey, man, don't even worry about it. I was like, it's still, nothing has hit me at all. This is just a regular conversation with a person. You know what I mean? And even though they were complimentative, it wasn't a thing that was registering. I said, hey, man, well, you should see some of my podcasts. Here, take my Instagram. And I was like, give me yours, I'll follow you back. Cause I'm always like, if I meet you out here and like, I'm like, whatever. And so he put in the phone, he's like, if you follow me back, I'm sending you some explicit content. And I was like, and then I finally realized what was happening. And when I said it, like I looked, and he winked at me. I was like, oh no, you don't have to send me that. It's cool. He was like, Jesus, I can't even flirt with a man nowadays. I was just like, and then motherfucker said like one or two other things. And at the end of the day, it was just fine. I was like, whatever. But it was just like, wow, like this motherfucker is bold, like upright, like it was whatever it was, but it was just like, it just made me think like, damn, like I get it, like it happened. I wasn't like offended by it, like it's whatever, like fine. But it was just like, I'm 45, why ain't that never happened in my life? Like, and it's not like I was trying to welcome it. I was just like, but damn, like in my entire life, what motherfucker was, and I was just like, damn, it was just like it wasn't even awkward. It was just like, and the motherfucker was just like really, like, I don't want to even call it aggressive, but it was just like, I don't know, like the confidence was crazy. But shout out to that. It was just a funny situation that just kind of tickled me. I was just like, man, I was just kind of crazy. So yeah, that was just I got hit on. What's up?
It tickled you?
No, nothing tickled me. No, nobody touched me. It was funny, man. And it was, the crazy thing is, it was just like, it was a dude that was like, I think it was like, Latino or something. Like it was just, and it was just, I was just taken aback by it. I was just like, wow, that just, and then motherfucker was just talking like, I can't even flirt with a fella nowadays. Huh? It's just like, wow, you out here just shooting your shot, ain't you? Shoot or shoot. I gotta respect it. I am handsome out here in these streets. I get it. But yeah, that was my thing. So yesterday was a big day for me. And the reason why is because I was able to work with the man that gave me my start in this industry. Round of applause for the big homie Nick Cannon. Round of applause. So, it's always so dope whenever I get to talk about Nick Cannon, man, because I have, a relationship with him that, I've never had with anybody. It's a one of one thing. I've been a fan of Nick Cannon before Wildin' Out. Like, I was a fan of Nick Cannon when he did Drumline. Like, I thought Drumline, still do think Drumline was one of the dopest movies. He was playing drums in it. My dumbass was thinking, oh, he's really playing. Like, I don't know if he was actually playing, but I was like, oh, Nick Cannon plays drums too. He just like me. So I've been a fan of this man and his work ethic and all of his work for years. Like, I've always, just been a fan of his. And then, when Wildin' Out, the show came out, when it first came out, I'm talking about the first rendition of it, when they had the Cat Williams on it, the Kevin Harts, the Affion Crockett's, the D. Ray Davises, the Corey Holcombs, like the who's who of comedy was all on that show. And I remember just watching it being like, this is such a fucking good idea of a show. Like, it's so dope. And he's so dope because he's sharing the ball with all of his friends. Like, and this was a show that he produced himself. Like, I've had conversations with him, like, where, he was making his bread and he was like, I want to create something of my own. You know what I mean? So he created his own show. He shot his own pilot. He pitched it. Like, Nick is so far ahead of what, he's always been so far ahead of the curve. So I was watching this show back in in 2000, and when it first came out, 2003, 4, like when it first came out, and I was such a big fan. It was must-watch TV for me. Still is, like, still running to this day. Round of applause for that. Just longevity. Can we round of applause for just doing anything for that long? So I idolized this man. Like, I looked up to him, still do. And I remember, because it was such a time, because I had always just been thinking I was going to be a rapper. I was like, I'm a rapper, niggas going to get these bars. But the albums just simply wasn't selling. Like, I was trying to make independent music, and niggas independently wasn't buying that shit. But I had done like 3 or 4 independent albums in Sacramento, and things didn't change until Kiara was born. And this was back in the day where niggas, you couldn't just have, you couldn't make beats on your, it wasn't as easy to make music. Like, you had to pay studio time and money, and I just didn't have it. So I remember me and my best friend Justin just sitting there like, bro, you need to get on this show, man. This could change everything because you're funny. And this is right around the time I had just started doing comedy. So we really plotted out a plan, like a 5-year plan. Like, I'm going to get on that show, man. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I'm going to get on that show. And then, through the grace of God and, thankful to Nick and, everybody else, that happened for me. So that's a different level to see somebody on a TV screen, put their picture on a vision board, manifest, like, I'm going to work with this person. I'm going to work with this person. And then God and the universe create the situation, and then it happens. So then that was great for, back in 2012, and it was great. He started my career, and it was only because of him that I was able to do everything after it, because that was the first step, because then I became Doughboy from Wildin' Out. Like, I got Wildin' Out tattooed on my body. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, that's a different level of dedication, you know what I'm saying? And so, that was, that's all been great. It's always been nothing but great to me. I spent 5 seasons on the show. Like, I'm saying? He's given me other opportunities, and he's just always been a great guy to me. Like, I really admire that dude. Not just because of what he's done professionally, but also because he's just a great man. Like, I'm saying? He's always treated me very, very well. So long story short, I'm saying? I get a call from him, I'm saying? He's like, hey man, I'm doing my, this piece of content I do, Nick's Daily Canon, come rock with me. So I just, I was able to go, and just work with him, and ran into the, the homies, Tim, Tim Tanadatsu, or formerly Tim Delgado, Frisco Chuck, like, all the guys are still over there. Like, he's still running with the same guys he was running with, And it was just cool to just be able to sit down, have a conversation with him, chop it up, see how he's doing. Like, and it just made me so happy, because it's like I'm living my dream, like, And I get to work with my heroes, like, And it was just such a dope moment, you know what I mean? So that was one of the bigger moments in my career yesterday. And it was just, and the reason why, it was just because I get to still work with those I admire, look up to, and respect. And it's just it just means the world to me, you know what I'm saying, to have that. And it just felt so good. We had a shout, a great time. And if you guys haven't been tuning in, make sure you follow Nick Cannon right now and go watch his Nick's Daily Cannon, and it comes out on Mondays, and they do it live, and it's a stream. It has like some of the best. It has like 10 or 15. It's like some of the biggest influencers in the game just sitting around talking cash shit about dope shit, and it was just a really, really big moment. So round of applause for being able to work with our heroes. So, yeah, shout out to the chat. I'm so glad y'all have been here. So yeah, and then that got to happen yesterday, and I've just been riding on a real emotional high, man. Like, life is just really, really good. There's a lot of other really, really big things that are happening in my life, and I hate spoiling things, but I've already posted this on social media so people know about. I'm able to work with JaVale McGee, like, what I'm saying, on some things that he's doing. I got a couple other projects that I'll keep about, because you don't want to say it before it goes. But man, I'm just in a space of happiness. And I also want to say this too, man. What I just did, 2 seconds ago, like, how complimentary I am of Nick and all that. Understand that, like, this game don't have to be what they tell us all the time. Like, how people sometimes they be like, idols become your rivals and you gotta cross AI just for survival. Nah, man, fuck all that, man. Like, be appreciative of the people that that were here and that opened the doors, and give them their flowers. Like, I don't know, like, because the reason why that irked me, because I have posted a picture of me and Nick yesterday, and I was just like, yeah, man, shout out to my OG, like, what I'm saying, and somebody had hopped in the comments like, how you gonna call a man your OG that's younger than me? You Hollywood niggas are weird, and ha ha ha. And I almost said something to the nigga, but then I just blocked him because it was just like, why do people think like that? Like, why can't you just say nice things to the people that you admire? Like, what's wrong with that? Like, why does it always have to be this other shit? Like, I'm not a fan of that, man. And I'm always going to give flowers and recognition, and not just, to someone like Nick, that, of course, because he's giving me these opportunities, but no, just because he's a great person. Like, you know what I mean? And he's dope as fuck at what he does. And niggas had a TV show for fucking 20 years. Do you understand how difficult that is in a world where shows get canceled randomly for no apparent reason? Like, and it's just, man, I could go on all day about the big homie, but just know that it was a lot of love in that room, and I felt that love, and I felt that good energy, and yeah, shout out to him one more time. Round of applause one more time for the big homie Nick. So yeah, what else are the things that I wanted to talk about? Yes, okay. Okay, yeah, the Cardi B stuff. Let's talk about that, because there are things going on in the world that I should address. I hate talking about BS and drama because it doesn't make me feel good on the inside. But the shit be going on, so we got to talk about it. I'm going to give my opinion on it. I first say this like this. Nothing but love to Offset and Cardi B. Let's just start there. Both two very accomplished individuals, came from nothing and became and made themselves multi-millionaires and, household names. And so it's never nothing but respect and admiration for that. With that being said, what's been happening with them and their relationship, man, I don't even want to say it like in a judgmental tone, because I'm not here to judge nobody. Like, Lord knows my love life ain't shit. But what I felt was, why do we know all this? Like why? Because like the things that are coming out, while I won't go into all the details of what's going on, it's basically they are both confirming that she had sex with another man while pregnant with Offset's baby. Now listen, first of all, ill. Like, ill. Like, and I'm not saying that in no judgmental tone or anything. I just pray that if I ever do have another child, that whomever is carrying my child doesn't sleep with another man while she's pregnant with my child. And if she did happen to do that, I would just hope that maybe you don't tell the world. Like, at the end of the day, forget both of them. You have children. Your children are going to see this. Cardi B, Offset, you both are really talented. I don't like you guys because of your drama and your bullshit. I like you guys because you're talented as fuck and you're great and you're both great musicians. You both had #1 hit records. You don't need this shit to be relevant and popular. And I just don't understand. Like, you're going to have children. The internet doesn't go away. It doesn't forget. It has an infinite memory. So why do that to your children? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and so I see people in the chat saying he told the world first. That doesn't matter to me. There's no justifying it. Somebody needs to be a fucking adult and say, what the fuck are we doing? Our kids can see this shit. You know? And then now toothpaste can't get put back in the tube. You can't take it back now as much as you want to. And as much as you want to clean it up later, everybody's going to just remember this shit. Everybody's just going to look at y'all like y'all are crazy. And I don't like that for either one of them because I feel like they're both dope. But I feel like this social media shit, it's altered us. It's changed us as people. Just like if you were in a relationship 20 years ago before social media and y'all broke up, maybe you would tell your group of people that was in your life, you know what I mean? Like your friends and family, you probably tell them what happened, but I doubt you'd go to your job and be like, blast. I doubt you'd go take out an ad in the newspaper like, hey man, you would just break up with a motherfucker. But what social media has done is it makes you feel like social media is a person. And it's not. It's the World Wide Web, man. It's not. And I say this too because, and please don't let this come off as a soapbox moment where I'm looking up over. No, I'm saying this because I too have said hella dumb shit publicly. I too have fucking put way too much of my business out for public consumption. I too have had a public relationship and everybody knew everything. So I'm saying this from personal experience. It ain't gonna end well. Stop. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's just, everybody don't need to know everything. Like, why do we need to know this? Why do we know? I mean, and not for nothing. Like, I guess they both got their own demons in their closet about their relationship. But I mean, just as a man perspective, I mean, I could get both of y'all cheating. Like, I get that. If you want to cheat and you, the other motherfucker, cheat and y'all just are playing a game and both of you are cheaters, fine. Who am I to tell you what to do? But it's a little scuzzy. And maybe I'm wrong. And maybe this is the man in me. Maybe this is the selfishness in me. Maybe this is, no boy, you don't know what you're talking about. Cool. To fuck a nigga while you got somebody baby in your, and then that's just what, like, I never trip. You know what I'm saying? I never trip if a nigga fuck my chick. Like, I never trip. I ain't gonna never step to him like, oh nigga, now you got to see me. I don't care. You know, even if I'm married and you knock my wife, if that happens, all right, cool. But one caveat would be, if you know that's my wife and you proceed to sleep with her with my child in her stomach, we might have to, now it might be a problem. Because now I feel like you're being disrespectful to me. And it's not even about her no more. You just don't give a fuck about me enough or a consequence to do that. Like, and I just think those are very murky waters to be trying to navigate in. Because trust me, people have gotten severely hurt or worse over far less than that. That to me is the pinnacle of just disrespect. And then it's just like, ew. Like, it's just, ew. Like, and then like he was still trying to get back with her after that. I'm sorry. It's a lot of things I can get over. A lot of things I can forgive you for. You smash a guy with my baby, with the bun in the oven, and it wasn't even early in the pregnancy. I'm talking about, she had the baby in September. He said she was sleeping with the guy in June. That means you're in the final trimester. He might break your what? Listen, ew, what are you doing? And now, even if that would have happened, which is just a travesty, I don't even know if that's the right word, but now you got to tell everybody about it? Oh, man. Damn. Hold on. Miss Kiwi said Cardi was quiet about everything. Offset is the one that's bringing it to the public. I mean, I got it. That don't make it right. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like they both share blame in this. I don't feel like is in a situation where we can ISO it to one of them and be like, well, it's because of you. No. No. You both got to take your bite of this burrito. Both of y'all are acting like children. That is my PSA to Offset and Cardi. I love y'all. Friend of the podcast. I wouldn't be against sitting both of you down and I'll be in the middle. But I don't want, oh yeah, maybe that's not the thing to say now with what's big. I can't win for losing. What I'm saying is I wouldn't mind mediating peace. But what I'm saying is I love you both. I think you guys got some beautiful children. You guys have an amazing family. Let's just stop the bleeding. How about it's just, hey, Sparky, hey. Regardless of what happens, let's keep it close to the chest. And I don't care because y'all have a toxic relationship. And that's cool. Like I'm hearing that like the nigga Offset cheated like so many times. Maybe that nigga needs to go to Sex Anonymous if that's a class. I don't know, but Jesus, bro, like you can't be nailing everything. But what's wrong? Who even has time to be having sex all that time? Like you're a mega rapper. You have work ethic. How you even got time to be out here navigating these streets and cheating? I just say I want you all to win, and there's no judgment from me to you all. I just think your children will be the ones most hurt by this. And I believe the children are the future. Lead them well and let them lead the way. I mean, you got to show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride. I don't know the rest of the lyrics, but you know what I'm saying? I don't want this for the kids. So please, chill out. Chill out. And that makes me think also, does unconditional love exist? And I think this is the easier question. Does unconditional love exist in romance? Because I think we all, family members, kids, whatever, that's a different question. But when it comes to relationships, like people say, like when you get married, they say, through hell and heaven, through sickness and in health, through darkness, and then like all the opposite polar things they say. Then they say you gotta love a person unconditionally. And then you see that 68% of the motherfuckers that sign up for that shit tap out. So that ain't unconditional. You see what I'm saying? And it's just like, you'll be like, yeah, like I love you, and I'll love you through whatever. And then the motherfucker do some shit you don't like. Be like, well, no, not no more. I just never really understood that. It's like if you're gonna rock with somebody, rock with them. And I don't know when I see things like this, because this be the shit that be throwing me, right? Let's just take Cardi and Offset, for example. However they're acting right now is fine, because it's just like you're never the same on your last day at a job when you got fired as you were at that first interview. Like, I get it. When you was at that first interview, you was there 30 minutes early with your little fucking suit on and you smell good and you was trying to say all the right shit and impress these motherfuckers. As soon as they gave you the job, you so happy, and every day you showing up and you excited and everything is good. And then you just really like, man, I don't really like this job for real. And they making me do mandatory overtime. And so by time then you start calling in because you don't want to be there so much. And then by the time then you telling all your friends you hate this job and this is the reason why you can't get ahead in life and it's fucked you over and why is it a waste of your time? They're holding your time hostage. And then by the time a motherfucker fire you, then you like, fuck you too. I'm sick of you. I never want it. And then you go back and you talk all that shit. So I get all that and those things that happen, right? Like I get from A to Z how things can happen. But what I don't be understanding is how it could go from so good to so bad as far as people's idealization of other people. And what I mean is, you got to know these two people loved each other. Now we're back to Cardi and Offset. They loved each other. Like at some point they were enamored with each other and they had all those butterfly moments and whatever else great things they had. This could not have been bad the entire time. And then it's just like when it does deteriorate into whatever it is or mutates into that ugly version of what it is, then you start to see, and you see it in like divorces all the time, like then it starts to bring the ugly out of people. Then it's, you're the worst and I hate you and you're the worst thing in my, and I just be like, that just be so unfortunate, because what I've been able to, ISO in my life, and I've even started to be able to do this in romantic relationships. I started to learn this like in personal, not romantic relationships or even business relationships. It's like, let's just say, you got a 20-year run with a person, right? Cool. And let's just say in that 20-year run, maybe 19 years of it was great. No fuck ups, no blips. I mean, whatever, but amazing. But let's just say the last year, that shit got funky and ugly and disgusting. And then some real weird, stupid shit started happening to really fuck up the relationship. I think that I'm emotionally intelligent enough now to appreciate and love the first 19 years and just be like more disappointed at the last year. You know what I mean? Instead of letting that 1 year define everything I think about this person and make it, because this last year was so bad, I'm just going to live in this and make this the identity of what this was, because I'm so mad and I'm so angry and I'm so hurt about the shit that happened in this year that I forget about the first 19. And that's all I want them to think. Like, man, you asked that woman to marry you. You the same nigga that walked out on Rolling Loud, to apologize, was like, I'm sorry, bruh. Like, yeah, I don't know if you should be calling your wife, bro, but whatever, bro. That's your thing. It's not my thing to say. But you did love that woman. You still love her. Because people don't understand. Like, it takes a lot of time and energy to hate. Hate's actually a stronger emotion than love when you think about it, because it's really hard to be, negative and vindictive to people. It's really easy to just love and be like, oh, come here, give me a hug. I love you. I think you're great. So that'd be my thing, man. I just be like, sometimes shit just goes wrong. Sometimes people evolve differently. Sometimes things go the other way. That don't mean you got to throw the baby out with the bathwater. That just means you could be like, man, this thing didn't work out and we weren't able to prosper through it. But, I wish them the best. And, man, we really did have some good times. Instead, motherfuckers just be so hurt and they don't act like they can deal with their emotions stably. And so they just nut the fuck up. I hate you and you were always the worst thing for me. Was it? Did you feel like that when you said I do and you kissed in front of all your family and friends and danced and ate cake? Did you hate a motherfucker then? No, you didn't. You're just emotional and you're being hurt right now. And it's showing. So just stop. Like, and I don't really, and that's why I feel like social media is just, this ain't the place for all of that shit. This is the place for you to put up pictures and be cool. You ain't gotta tell a motherfucker your deepest and darkest secrets. And trust me, this is coming from a nigga that told many deep, dark secrets publicly. And then been like, man, why everybody in my business? You keep putting them in it, Sparky. Come on, man. We're going to have to fix this up. There's going to have to be some tough conversations here. Like, so shout out to them. I hope that they get over whatever they're going through. I hope they just find peace, because it seems like neither one of them is really at peace right now. But I hope, if nothing else, they could just stop doing this for public consumption, because, I just don't want to see it, affect them cheerings and all that. And, that just be making me think, like, because this has like been a theme that I be having in my mind lately. Like, do I even think marriage as a whole confine works? And I don't know, like, because everybody, like, motherfuckers be talking so crazy about the people that they married. This ain't me talking out of a space of, I just don't like it and I think it's stupid. No, I'm afraid, because I want that too. But shit, I don't want to end up in a situation like that. Like, I don't want to get my fucking feelings hurt publicly like that. So do I believe in marriage? I don't know, man. But situations like this be putting the fear of God into me. And then there was a show the other day. These balloon shows are getting ridiculous, where motherfuckers pop the balloon and shit. And it was a guy came out, man, and he just didn't even get to land in his spot. He was walking out. 20 chicks that popped all their balloons. All of them popped their balloons before he said a word out of his mouth. And he was not like no crazy, ugly looking dude or nothing, where you would just out of shape nigga or just whatever. He was a regular looking nigga was in shape, whatever. And then they went to and then they like asked him like, well, what do you do? The nigga was super accomplished. You know what I'm saying? The motherfucker was like an author of a children's book. He was on tour with PBS. He was, a college major, all this great shit. And then they started asking the women why they popped the balloon. They were saying shit like, he's too short. The nigga is 6'2". A lot of them was like, he's 6'2". I mean, they was like, he's too short. None of the women there were taller than him. And they were telling him he was too short. Then they were like, his outfit. So it was like, you're too short, your outfit. And then they were just like, it was the attraction, you know what I'm saying? But then all of them started to circle back once he like listed his accolades. And then, long story short, all the women popped the balloon. One woman was like, can I get my balloon back? Because he left with her and they ended up being together. She a stripper. Not that there's anything wrong with that. That's fine. I don't give a fuck if you strip. But it was just very like Like, what do niggas gotta do? Like, damn, like a nigga can't even come out on a dating show to try to open his mouth to speak without, do you know how embarrassing that must be to walk out on something you know, and the shit already got like 1.8 million views. Could you imagine what it would be like to walk out? You didn't put on what you think is your Sunday's best. You think your outfit is lit. You think you dressed to the nines. And you get out there and you hear a chorus of boop, 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 boop. He probably thought he was getting shot at. This nigga was here to look for love. And all these motherfuckers could tell him was, nah, nigga, you too short. Nah, nigga, fuck that outfit. Niggas can't even control their height, and he's taller than everybody here. What are we doing? Every woman there was under 6 feet. And a lot of these women were like, yes, he's too short. You have heels on and you're not as tall as him. I don't like your outfit. You could have took him to the mall and got something else. What? Why is it so hard? Why is it so hard? That's why I be saying this shit. That's why when I see Judge Mathis on fucking camera with TMZ crying, I'm going to get my wife back. No, you not, nigga. She taking half. Judge fucked up. Like, and he old and shit, and I don't mean that old like in a bad way, but he old enough to be like, you really think this nigga look like he don't even know how to turn his iPhone on? You think he's going to make it on Tinder? Like, and he's a, okay, I don't like the word old. He's a mature, wealthy man. You know what I mean? And he couldn't even, man, it's enough to make a nigga just be like, man, I'll just be for the streets then. Because shit, like, oh shit, shout out to, who was that, JLC with the super chat for $1.99. We appreciate you, baby boy or baby girl. Don't know, because JLC is not really a gender specific name. But thank you as a human being, JLC. We appreciate you. And I don't know, man. I don't know if I believe in the marriage shit. I'm wrestling with it. Lord knows. Because Lord knows I want to be a husband. Lord knows I would absolutely welcome another baby. I think the world needs Fat Tony the Revenge. I would love to see little Fat Tony running around like da 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 da. I would love it, but am I gonna get it? I don't know. I would love. I'm here for love. God damn, I be seeing niggas out here getting cooked behind love. Like shit, a motherfucker out here fucking with your baby in the stomach. Jesus, y'all gonna make me go crazy. I ain't no need that. I'm not all the way rap so tight up here. Something may happen. Like I don't really want to know how I'm gonna react. And this is happening to the successful millionaire men. I mean, I ain't gotta always talk out my pockets, but I can let you know I ain't a millionaire currently. You know what I'm saying? I done made a couple dollars. I ain't no millionaire. So you mean to tell me it be millionaire niggas with abs like Will Smith that can't figure it out with women? Millionaire niggas with abs and are movie stars that just seem to be proverbially getting they ass whooped. Proverbially, you know what I mean? Like, and getting embarrassed by their woman. Like, if that guy can't figure, what am I gonna do? What will I do? I didn't star in Bad Boys nor Fresh Prince. So if I'm out there trying to win, like, I don't know, man. It's just the older I get too, I be like, man, maybe it just ain't in the cards. And I got contacted by some 20v1 people. Hey, dope boy, would you like, nigga, no. You think I'm finna go out there and get a bunch of balloons popped on me? No, I already be feeling ridiculous enough about myself. I don't need 20 strangers to fuck with me and make me feel less. God damn, that's embarrassing. And they aired that shit. I'm like, y'all could have fixed this in post. Y'all didn't have to but motherfuckers are doing it for the viral moment. But how do you feel if you walk out looking for love and 20 motherfuckers pop the balloon before you even say hi? Hell, pop shit. I didn't even say anything. It hurt for the nigga. If y'all haven't seen it, go watch. It's the 20v1 thing. Maybe I should have had it here so I could have helped you guys know what to look for. But you know, you can look for it. It has about 1.6 million views. It's going pretty viral now because Killer Mike has spoke up on it because it was all black women that did this to this black man. So Killer Mike was like, man, it's gonna be some white women that lifts this black king up. You know, and that was another sad part about it. It was 21 black people in the circumference. One black man, 20 black women. 20 of them popped the balloon. Look, I have been in situations where it seems like the whole room turns on you. I've had more than a room turn on me, but that's another story for another conversation. But I've gone on a stage to tell jokes at Southern University back in 2016, and this is actually online. Like you can actually go and see it. I was telling jokes, and they all proverbially decided that the jokes weren't good enough. They didn't know each other. Well, maybe some of them knew each other, but they all collectively said, hey, why don't we get on the same? Boo. You ever been booed? That's what I felt like happened to that man yesterday. He got booed in his face without the words, but every pop was a boo. That means that 20 women got on the, and what it made me think is women don't be wanting men that other women don't want. That's why I feel like he got all them balloons popped. Because I feel like the first 3 or 4 did it on some and the rest of them was like, yeah. Because you all could not have that quickly got on that page about him and not being shit. And they hadn't even said nothing. So I just feel like that kind of hurt my psyche. Like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I got hit by some people. They were like, you want to do it? No. Motherfuckers try to sweeten the deal. Like, well, I mean, if the compensation isn't enough, no, I'm fine. You're not going to embarrass me. The way I feel about me is priceless. And I'm not going to go on no show. And I don't even know if all my balloons would get popped. But what if it did? And then they're going to keep all that footage and it's going viral. So if I come out there and they all pop the balloon on me and then I got to go by one and get explained why you don't like me. How about you get me off this fucking show? How about that? And I get it because it's for the show and it's for the viral moment and it's for everything that it's supposed to be. But if you think Anthony DeWhite is going to be the nigga to be on there getting told pop, 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 and it ain't no popcorn going around, you're clearly fucking mistaken. I am not Jiffy Pop. I am Anthony DeWhite, and I matter. And you know what else matters? You at home. You know why you matter? Because you just tuned into another motherfucking episode of The Morning Cup of Dough. It was fun. It was everything. We had a couple little technical snafus. We're figuring it out. We're pivoting. We're getting things together. If you're watching this live, yes, after this live is done, it's going to get taken down, chopped up, and put right back up. That's how we're going to be doing it every day. Normally, we'll be starting at 9 o'clock. I think for the next couple of weeks, I'm going to go live because I just want to start generating more traffic. If you guys have been here, you've been hearing the sound of my voice, it would mean the world to me if you go to my YouTube page. I am Doughboy TV, IAMDOBOY TV. I got a lot of exciting things coming. I got more talent than just myself on there. Esau McGraw has a podcast on the channel. We got some new content coming with Gucci, a new podcast with her. We got a new podcast coming with Ray Grady, and some other things that I don't want to spill the lid off. But just know, I'm looking for the who's who in the game. I really, really just need you guys' support. I ain't asking for no money or nothing. I ain't ask you to sign up and pay nothing. But how you could pay is like the videos, share the videos, comment, because it just brings the light. It helps us break past the shadow bans and get in front of the people that we need to. I really, really genuinely appreciate you guys for your patience. This has been a ordeal. That's the wrong word. This has been, what's the word? This has been a transitional experience in my professional career, in being a business owner, a studio owner, working with other people, having people on the team, having to move things around creatively. And sometimes it can be a lot, taxing emotionally. But what I'll never be is a quitter, and what I'll never be is somebody that doesn't always get after it. So I want to thank you guys again for tuning into another episode of Morning Cup of Dough. You can catch us here again at the same time, same place, 9 a.m. We do it every Monday through Thursday because niggas love 3-day weekends. I've been your boy Doughboy. This has been the Morning Cup of Dough. See you tomorrow.